Do you ever feel like your mind is taking you for a ride? One day you are up there feeling all upbeat and positive, and then the next day you're down in the dumps. Well, you're definitely not alone. Here are 4 things you can do in order to maintain your mental daily hygiene. Believe it or not, we put so much emphasis on personal hygiene, and sometimes we forget the mind. Whereas the mind is just like your body, it needs to be taken care of. And it's important to have some practices in place that will ensure that your mindset stays in good hygienic condition. That way you can shield yourself from all those mental ups and downs, and when they do come, you're better equipped to handle them. The first thing you can do is regular meditation. I love meditation, especially early in the morning, because then it enables me to set the tone of my day. What meditation does is it disciplines your mind. So when you observe the typical human mind, there's thoughts that are always running around in your brain. And we tend to confuse these thoughts with who we are. So one day you're feeling good and you're like, oh, I'm good because I feel good. The next day you're feeling low and you're like, oh, I'm really low because you're feeling low. Whereas your thoughts are simply thoughts. That's what they are. And you are the observer of those thoughts. What meditation will do, it will teach you to observe those thoughts as they go in, as they come out. But even further, it will teach you to discipline yourself so that you're not run by your thoughts. As you can imagine, sometimes our thoughts can lead us astray and make us feel as if things are falling apart when really they aren't. It's just a cloudy day. Life is not falling apart. So meditation will enable you to sit, breathe, relax, watch your breath, and pace yourself. It is such an amazing tool for training your mind and for setting the tone of your day that I really encourage you to try it if you haven't done so already. A good place to begin with meditation is the Calm Up. It does not have any religious affiliation, and I know there are many types of meditations. Of course, you would choose whatever goes along with you as a person or with your personality. Calm Up just enables you to sit and observe your brain and enables you to grow your discipline. Or you can do your own meditation by yourself, where you're just sitting in a quiet spot and observing your thoughts as the day as you begin your day. Number 2 daily mental hygiene practice is check in through regular journaling. I tell you, journaling has been a life changer for me. Ever since I was a child, I've always loved the concept of journaling. And I remember in primary school and high school, my mom used to buy me diaries, and I would take the time at the end of the day or early morning to just jot down what was going on in my mind. Journaling is a way for you to check in with yourself to find out what's really going on internally. And sometimes we don't tend to stop and ask ourselves. It's only when things have gone really bad when we think, what is really going on? But if you make the practice of journaling on a regular basis, you can avoid those crisis points, or you can reduce their frequency of occurring just by stopping to ask yourself, what is going on with me? How am I feeling? What am I thinking? Journaling is especially powerful when you're doing something that is new, or something that is challenging, or something that requires a new skill and requires you to just take your thinking to another level. Journaling will enable you to do that, because then you can set that intention for yourself, like, you know what, I know I have this important project to do and my intention is to be courageous. You can write that down in the morning, and then in the evening you can evaluate and write that down again. It's powerful when you're putting those words on paper on a regular basis. It more and more becomes wired into your thought system the more that you journal. If you don't have a journal already, just get a notebook. I use a plain journal, but if you're more into guided journaling, then you can find a happiness journal, you can find a gratitude journal, you can find a purpose journal, anything with prompts in it that will enable you. There was a time when I needed help with my daily routine, and I had a self-care journal, and it was amazing because in the morning I'd wake up, write down the time when I woke up, and then I would write down the self-care practices that I'm doing that particular morning, and then at night time I'd jot down the most important things that happened that day, and I would also write down the time when I went to bed, and it was so good in getting me back into flow. On to number 3. Intentionally think positive thoughts about others and about yourself. There's this world-known neuroscientist, her name is Caroline Leaf, and one day I attended one of her conferences, and she had on stage 2 plants, like fake plants of course, but she had 2 plants on stage. One was a green healthy plant and it looked so beautiful, and then the other one was a stunted dark plant that looked like it was dying and it just didn't look good. And she was saying that when you observe the brain pathways under a microscope, you will find that any healthy, a positive thought is like a healthy green tree. It looks beautiful, it's growing, it's glowing, and it makes positive neural pathways in the brain, and it causes you to feel happy and healthy. And then any negative thought, when you observe it under the microscope, looks stunted and it doesn't look good. It looks like it's dying. It's got this brownish dark color, looks like a malnourished plant really, and it's stunted and it causes sickness in the body. So now when you look at cancer cells or any sickness causing cells, they come from those neural pathways or those negative thoughts that form in the mind. And she was saying that it's so powerful because it just starts just as a single thought, and then it solidifies and it becomes a pattern, a mental pattern in your own head. And she was just talking about the power and the difference between a positive thought and a negative thought. And that's what I've got for you, that when it comes to your thoughts, it's important that you're observing them and that you're thinking positively about yourself and about other people. Usually you find that what you say and what you think about other people is a big reflection of what you're thinking and saying about yourself. So it's so important that you're watching those thoughts and that those thoughts are positive. I actually did this. I actually have this thing where I set an hourly alarm during the day on my phone, and it's called the 100 Positivity Challenge. And every hour it just ding, 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 just does a beep that reminds me to check in with my thoughts. Am I being positive? Am I being negative? Why am I being negative? Am I willing to release those negative thoughts and think positively? And of course, it doesn't always work. Some days are really hard and I struggle and I just, spiral down into those negative thoughts, but I always know that there's always a consequence. So it might start with a simple negative word about a coworker, and then now it becomes a negative mood. Oh, that person did this to me, and then it sort of spoils the mood of the day. That's why it's so important to watch whether you're being positive or you're being negative. On to habit number 4. Gratitude. Gratitude is probably high up there on my list of favorite words. You can never underestimate the power of gratitude. Listen, guys, we all want to live these amazing lives, and every day we want every day to be meaningful, but it's really the small, tiny things that matter the most. It's not even those high and lofty goals and visions that we have. It is the tiny, teeny things you do in the dark when no one is watching you, or the teeny, tiny things you do with your loved ones when the world is not even there. And for me, gratitude is definitely a game changer. When you wake up in the morning, first 3 things that you ask yourself before you do anything. What 3 things am I grateful for? For me this morning, I was grateful for being surrounded by love because I have such an amazing family. And then I was thankful for the breath in my lungs. I was like, oh, my lungs are healthy and strong, and I can breathe in the fresh air, and I just felt so grateful for that. And the third thing that I was feeling so grateful for was womapreneur, having this vision of bringing women together where I can help encourage, empower, equip them. And for me, that is just an amazing vision. So those are 3 things that I was feeling so grateful for. And my question to you now is, What are you feeling grateful for right now? And oh, before I forget, if you haven't done so already, subscribe. It's free. Subscribing is free. And that way you get notified whenever we release a new video, which is every Tuesday, by the way. Thank you so much for joining us and watching. What was your favorite point and what did you learn? Let me know in the comment section below. If you don't tell me anything else, at least tell me what one thing you're grateful for today. Like, what are you grateful for in your life? I'm sure that the more you look around, the more you realize that there's so many things to be grateful for. And again, don't forget to subscribe. Here at Womapreneur, we discuss all things mindset and personal development, Instagram and social media marketing, and business basics that you need in order to set up and grow your own business. So definitely join the crew, join the family. We did a self-care masterclass where we were talking about taking care of yourself as an entrepreneur. If you missed it, it's free and link is in the bio. And we also did a mindset to Uplevel masterclass, because your life changes when you change. So make sure you watch the replay to the masterclass, link in the description below, because we're all about helping you and equipping you to grow. Thank you for watching.